Hey, Purpose Peep. Yep, I'm talking to you. By the way, I am Dina Wiggins, also known as Dina for Your Purpose, and let's unlock Ikigai Expanded, which is your life of hope realized. So when we talk about Ikigai is a Japanese word. It's more of a lifestyle or a way of being, and it combines two words from this culture. Iki meaning life, and gai meaning realized hope and expectations. And you may have heard some people say an integrated way of being. And the reason why we became so curious about Ikigai is because we found out about it because some people were living the longest on the planet and were having the best health outcomes and vitality in living beyond 100 years. So there's some receipts with this Ikigai stuff. Most of us have seen some version of this graphic with four circles that are connected with the four principles of Ikigai. Your heart-centered why, your core brilliance, what the world is asking of you, and your purpose currency. And how these things come together and they talk in amazing ways throughout your life. And when you are conscious of this conversation and you're connected to your internal understanding with how that can be expressed beyond you, you are living out your Ikigai. You're waking up like, hey, I'm available and this is what I have that's available. Where can I connect and how can I connect in this way, including just being on the planet. So another thing that you may have noticed if you've seen these graphics is that it seems like it's oriented toward the workplace. And that's one idea about how to live out your Ikigai, but it's not the only one, because the culture that we learned about Ikigai as a life practice, this is about a lifestyle, a way of being. This culture doesn't even have a word for retirement. So let's expand Ikigai and break it out of the idea that it's so closely aligned with work and just say, wow, that's one way that this can be expressed. But what does it look like when it's about my way of being in life, whether I am at the boardroom table, in my cubicle, in my workstation, on Zoom, or I am talking with my family around the dinner table. And so when I created these workbooks, Be Your Type of Super, that include Ikigai questions for little purpose peeps from the ages of pre-K onward, it was not so that we can condition them to get ready to go to work, but rather for them to have experiences, and for the adults in their world, in their extended world, to really create opportunities for them to express themselves. Because what I know as a purpose coach, purpose peeps, is that a lot of people say they had clarity around some of these ideas around Ikigai when they were younger, that they kind of pushed aside to take on some other ideas for a number of different reasons, which I call conditioning. And so here's an opportunity to support the next generation and not having to go backwards to go forward. So let's go ahead and expand Ikigai to include all aspects of our lives and all the phases of development, including the type of environment that we get to create with the next generation. Are you in? Another reason why expanding Ikigai is so juicy right now is because of some genius that was shared with the Purpose Peep, Dr. Kai-Fu Lee, who created this amazing TED Talk back in 2018. At the same time that all these reports were coming out that a lot of purpose peeps like you and I were saying we want to have more meaning in our lives. We want to be able to express our authenticity more. We don't want to be treated like cogs on a wheel, like we're on autopilot, like we're doing all the things and we're becoming automation instead of flourishing in our humanity. And so at the same time these conversations are happening, and what Dr. Kai-Fu Lee shared in his TED Talk is like AI can take away things that require more optimization, which is the stuff that we don't want to do anyway, and less of our humanity. It doesn't require as much compassion. And so that one bottom part of this amazing graph shows you where AI can really serve humanity. And so that leaves all this other stuff to pour our compassion and creativity into when we are no longer required to do things that don't really allow us to flourish and to really come on board the way most of us are saying we really want to come on board, and we don't want to do this stuff that takes the life from us. We want to be feeding our purpose currency, and we want to be doing the stuff that makes us come alive. So we can use our Ikigai practice, and it's a practice. It's something that we put our attention on, and we kind of integrate into our lives and use it as a lens to make decisions that really reflect what we understand about what makes us tick on the inside, which is what I call the hope that we carry, which is the combination of your heart-centered why and your core brilliance, and we'll get more into that, with the dance that we do beyond ourselves, which is when hope, the guy part of Ikigai, really comes on board, because it's the realization of the hope that we carry. And we all have like these different combinations of hope, which is so juicy, which makes our path to purpose unique to each of us, even though there's some similarities in like the understanding. What actually shows up for us is as unique as our fingerprint. So we're doing this dance between understanding more and more about the hope that we carry and how it expands and how we get clearer about it through life, through living, through having our hearts touched. And in some cases, our hearts may be broken. But this is what really activates our inner spark and allows us to know the hope that we carry. So Ikigai is not about this perfect combination of things, so like we're baking a cake, so much this, so much that, but it's about knowing what's in your cup so that you can pour from that, and knowing all the different opportunities to stoke your spark and actually to spread your spark, whether we're talking about individuals or organizations. And so this or communities. So this is the combination of intentional being and doing with Ikigai expanded, and getting closer to that intention of the people that share this great wisdom with us. So here's what's up for the next 3 months, beginning on October 1st. I'm going to pose an Ikigai question from this expanded view of Ikigai once a week for us to check in and kind of answer that and begin to have that clarity. And so there are 12 different areas on the Ikigai graphic that we can explore, and there would be 12 weeks left in the year, so I think that'll be a juicy way to prepare to go into 2024 with Ikigai expanded through our practice. So hit subscribe, follow, hang out with me at Dina for Your Purpose, and I'll see you on October 1st.